Welcome back, everyone. I'm Susan Anderson from Susan So Creative. We're down in the long arm studio today, and we're going to be playing with echo feet, giving us a new dimension to some of our quilting. Echo feet come in a set of 3. One, or your blue, right up here is for 3/8 from the needle. Your orange is 1/2 inch from the needle, and the green is 3/4 of an inch from the needle. In order to demonstrate the echo quilting today, I had a leftover block from a quilt I had made and decided this would be a good way to show you how to actually echo the lines of your quilt block. Doing diagonals on the long arm can be tricky. I found that I have trouble getting a straight line when I'm just doing plain free motion. By adding a ruler and using my echo foot to get the spacing I want, I find I have much better result and a straighter line. I use the ruler table and a ruler for guiding the foot. With the Pro Stitcher on my machine, it tends to be a little heavier than without and doesn't like to do diagonals. The ruler gives me a little steadier hand and allows me to flow very freely in my stitching. When stitching between rows of echoes, try to stitch along a seam line and stitch in the ditch just for a few stitches in order for it to get to your next alignment for your next echo. You can also trace off the individual elements of your quilt block. It doesn't have to be one piece of fabric or one section. Like here I've got 3 half-square triangles, or 4 half-square triangles actually, and I'm able to go around the entire shape of what I refer to as the flag part of this Ohio star. So I'm just echoing that particular shape as opposed to that particular piece of fabric. The ruler table is a benefit for any kind of stitching, not just echo quilting or ruler quilting. I highly recommend it. In fact, I leave it on my machine all the time, including when I'm doing edge to edge. If you're good at free motion, you can always use your echo feet to echo your original stitch design. You can see in this close-up where I'm referring to the echo quilting, and I'm doing it around the shape that the prints have created as opposed to the individual half square triangle. You could do each individual triangle if you wanted to. You could take one angle of any of the ones that are on the quilt and echo that angle throughout the entire design if you so desired. That's what's fun about echo quilting. You don't have to conform, if you would, to any shape in particular. You can echo any angle, any design that you like. Echo quilting is also a great way to do background fills. By using the 1/2 inch foot here instead of the 1/4 inch to outline around the applique, I'm going to have less detail that I have to deal with in a smaller amount of space. If I had used the 1/4 inch, it would have brought me in tighter, and I would have had to follow the curves or the outline of the applique a little more closely than I am doing. When doing echo quilting around an applique or embroidery, go slower than you normally would with your quilting. You want to be as precise around, especially around the first line of echo stitching. This is where you highlight the detail of the actual applique or embroidery design. So it's very important that you be precise. As your echo quilting progresses from one echo to the next, you're going to find it's easier and it doesn't carry as much detail. So you can move your machine a little faster. Thanks for stopping in today. I hope you had a good time with the echo feet. It's always nice to find a new way to add more dimension to our quilting. I'll see you next time on Susan's So Creative, where it's only wrong when it doesn't work.